Seko, Watquan Morado, Chidicho, was what don't you go near of that, was what they hard the Kaianere'kó, you cannot do have to go, no, Nis walk up that what's somebody walking with us we were very lucky tonight. I would like to thank each and every one of you for being so patient, waiting for us to get here. We followed Grande all over Montreal. We pushed it into the iPhone, and that took us the other way. So took us a long way around. I said maybe we should have went away around Vermont to get there. So, anyways, we're here, and that's me. Karoniaktajeh. I met him when I was a teenager, older teenager, I guess. We used to come up and see the girls in Kanasaraken. That's where all the girls were. And so 3 or 4 of us would get together and we'd hitchhike to Kanasaraken, spend a weekend there, and sometimes we'd get stuck up there. Well, this one time we got stuck in Don Eagle and Karoniaktajeh. We're pretty good friends, I guess. Anyway, Don Eagle had a little Jeep, and it was in the winter time. So they volunteered to bring us home because they knew my father. All those old timers back then, they didn't know what a hotel, motel, whatever was. Whenever they went anywhere, they knew people, and those people always opened the door for them and always had a place to stay, always fed them. And that's exactly what happened when they took us home. They were so happy to see each other. 2 nights, they stayed up all night, talked all night, and we listened to all the old stories that they told that they went through as they were growing up during the Depression, okay? As a ouvrage, they talked all in the language. Very seldom there was any English, but it was all in the language. It was beautiful. Some of the old stories that they used to tell. They used to talk politics. You could feel the strength, the belief that they had in who and what they were in the land that was there for our people when we were put here. They believed wholeheartedly, and they taught that to us. My father was a hardliner, and he learned that from that age group. He was a conductor along with Louis Karoniaktajeh, okay? They went different places, communities, to have their meetings, okay? So that all of the different communities will all be coming from the same position, not like the way it is now. Everybody is thinking differently. I don't know what we have to do to bring back some of the things that Karoniaktajeh taught us on what we need to do, our age group, to bring back the younger people back into believing and picking up the responsibilities that we have as a people, not as individuals, but as a people. And we will stay stronger, they told us. I grew up there in a longhouse all my life. English was forbidden in the longhouse. No one spoke English. When you come here, it's who and what we are. It's the only place you have left. It's what we were taught. In my lifetime, I seen that change. It's sad. Ceremonies, the politics slowly change. One word here, a couple words there. Pretty soon, they start coming up. The people don't know what you are saying. They want to know if you can interpret it. So we did. The mind got weaker. It came to the point where now there's only 2 or 3 people in the longue that have the language. And we have now convinced some of the younger people to come to the longue to learn the terminologies that are so important within the longue that the old people taught us never to forget. And that's where we are now because of the strength that they had in their day. Encouragement, they showed us. They didn't only tell us. They put me in position when Kaianere'kó was quite strong. So I got to work with Karoniaktajeh on the political issues, and I learned more about the American government, the state government, the town government next to us, because we had to deal with them on a real life and death situation. It wasn't play, and I seen that. I learned from that. Not long after Kaianere'kó, there was an incident at my home, 1979. An armed encampment broke out for 3 years around my home. Kaianere'kó representatives came to back up. People all over came to back up what became an armed encampment. And I guess you could call it a civil war because it was the state police and Mohawk antis on the other side, okay, with the state police on the issues. We came through that. We won it. The people that stayed within the encampment and did not go into the court, all of the charges were dropped. Never had to go to court. The people that went to court lost, and they were charged. Okay. Because the attorney used one sentence in a treaty that the St. Regis Mohawk Tribal Council had, which is illegal. Okay. He was told not to use it. He says it won't hurt anything. But the judge took that one sentence, and that's what he used. And all of the people in front of him in court were guilty because they were not the original Mohawk, Iroquois Confederacy people. They were St. Regis Mohawks. Okay, so that's what happened there. Kanawaga, the first brick blockade, was a big learning experience too. That brought a lot of people out of their homes and taught them a hands-on situation. It wasn't just stories, it was real. After that, Kanasaraken happened. Another big one. What saved us there was the communications that was in place at the time. If it wasn't for that old cell phone that everybody had at that time, communications would have been lost. But that I think they call it was an iPhone, right? Yeah, it was a big phone anyway. And the reporters all had it, okay? So the reporters, after a while, start letting us use that phone to get information out. At the end of that, it was successful. So again, the hard line, to stand up and be proud as Oklahoma people in our own homeland who accepted, like the government said, when the settlers came to our lands, we accepted them as brothers. The highest honor that we can give to people, we call them brothers. Okay? Members of our natural families. We've learned a lot, and we have so much left to teach the younger people, and this book, I hope, is going to assist us in doing it, bringing the younger minds out of the imaginable world that they have been put in today. It's so hard to find someone to pay attention to you today. You see the restaurants, and couples and families are sitting in the restaurants and they're all looking at that. They're not talking to each other. They're all looking at that. It's sad because they're not talking with each other to get to know each other. So I hope this book is successful out there. Once again, I want to thank you all for being patient with us. Yeah.